Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see the different types of machine learning. So firstly, like every lecture, first I'll explain you in simple terms by making use of whiteboard. Then we can see PPTs for more understanding. So let me open whiteboard first. Yes, here you can see initially there are three types of machine learning. The first one is supervised, second one is unsupervised, and the third one is reinforcement learning. It is similar to the types of human learning where we have discussed in the video introduction to machine learning. Similarly, here we are having three types of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, and one more is reinforcement. Similar to human learning types only. So let us discuss one by one. Yes, you may get one more doubt that yesterday I have discussed one more concept. In the syllabus, if you observe, there I have mentioned one concept called ensemble learning. Yes, what that ensemble learning also we will discuss. It is a part of machine learning, but it is not a type of machine learning. The reason why once we discuss all these three things, then we will go back to here. Yes. Now, firstly, coming to supervised learning. Let me take the text box. Yes. Supervised learning. Actually, the data, input data which we are going to use here is label. Nothing but directly you can decide by making use of some algorithms whether it belongs to which class or not, like that. For example, let us consider pass and failure classes. Most probably we'll use supervised learning for predictions purposes and all. And here one more thing is that it learns from the previous, nothing but from past experience data it is going to learn. That's the reason it is, yes, let me say label the data. And second point is that that's the reason it is also called as predictive learning. It is used mostly in predictions. Predictive learning. Yes. This is the things about supervised learning. Now, similarly for unsupervised learning, let me drag it here separately. Yes. For unsupervised learning, the input data which we are going to use is completely unlabeled data. What do you mean by the unlabeled data is, the unlabeled data, it will generate some patterns like structures, and based on the patterns we will separate the data like clustering, and those all are part of unsupervised learning. So here we will go in some detailed information like k-means, k-median and such clustering algorithms and all. So this unsupervised learning is also known as descriptive learning. Yes, these are the points for unsupervised learning. Coming to this reinforcement learning, it is similar to the third type of human learning, nothing but learning by its own. It does not require any data. So let me mention the first point. No data is needed actually. Nothing but labeled, unlabeled, such requirements are not there for reinforcement learning, and it can learn by its own. Yes, this can learn by its own. That's the main purpose of this reinforcement learning. But if you are trying to make an application, it takes a longer time. The reason is that you can't decide the accuracy and some measures for this reinforcement learning. Whereas when you apply supervised and unsupervised, easily you can judge the model. Yes, what does the machine learning model we will discuss in the next lecture. But for now, modeling of data, when we model the data, nothing but there are types, right? Like training data, testing data, and all. For our given input, we can judge the output like how much accuracy and what's the performance it is giving. We can decide easily, and we can decide whether this algorithm works or not. But for building an application using reinforcement learning, it takes so much time. It's not an easy task because it is belongs to completely real-time application. And one example of reinforcement learning, everyone of you know that name, but what it is also we'll see. That is nothing but self-driving car, Tesla. Hope you all know about it. It comes under reinforcement learning, learning by its own. Yes, it learns by its own from surroundings or the environment. That's the reinforcement learning. Now again coming back to here supervised learning, again we are going to see the different algorithms and all. So let me explain you one by one. Yes guys, before going to inner types, let me explain you what actually this ensemble learning also. It is not a type of machine learning, but it is a branch in machine learning only. The reason why I am not mentioning it as a type means here anyhow in machine learning you are having supervised and unsupervised based on your data. But here for ensemble learning what we perform is actually yes, you are going to have the data sets, right? Nothing but the data. You are going to divide data, and what we will perform is we will apply different ML algorithms to it. It is nothing but we are going to use more than one algorithm we are going to use. And what the things we can use for this one is you can use either supervised or unsupervised. But we are not going to use reinforcement learning for this ensemble learning. You can use the algorithms of supervised or unsupervised. But mostly we will prefer supervised. The reason is that it will give predictions accurately. That's the reason we are going to use. Here once again I am explaining the ensemble learning. Then we will see the inner types of this each learning. In ensemble learning, the huge data is divided into subdatas, and for each subdata, we are going to apply different machine learning algorithms, and that algorithms can be either supervised or unsupervised. This is the concept of ensemble learning. Let me keep it at bottom. Yes. Now coming back to here, supervised learning, unsupervised and reinforcement. Let us see the algorithms in it. Yes, I'll mention here itself. Anyhow, in PPT there will be detailed information. Yes, in supervised learning, the concepts which we use are one is classification and the second, yes, let me give a numbering. One is classification and second one is regression. Those are the concepts. Now again coming back to this unsupervised learning, here one we are having as clustering and oh let me mention it as one. Yes. And here we will have association analysis. Yes. These are the types in unsupervised. For reinforcement, we are not having any sub-algorithms. So now let us see one by one. Classification. By the name itself, you can understand that you are going to classify data. Nothing but, for example, if you come in economical background, if you check, there will be classes like rich class, uh, middle class, and poor class, and all. So that such things comes under classification. Nothing but we are going to classify based on income. There we are going to classify based on income for economy. And next, coming to another part, for example, you are going to form a team for some projects and all. There also you are going to classify as the strong members team, weak team, like that you are going to classify the teams. So such things comes under classification. Nothing but we are going to divide into multiple classes. Yes, and output for this classification algorithm will be in form of classes. Nothing but class A, class B, class C like that. Next part coming to the concept of this regression. The goal of regression model is to build mathematical equation. Nothing but it will be like continuous format. It means that many values will be like shown by making use of scatter and line plot, and near to that line, the scattered plots which are near to line are considered to be as one part of data and far are considered to be another part of data. Such concept is known as regression. And for regression, we are going to use some of, as I told, mathematical equation. We are going to use the probabilities and statistics functions and all for regression analysis. And next, coming to this unsupervised learning, here there are two concepts. One is clustering and one more is association analysis. Coming to the first thing, clustering is nothing but grouping up of data, grouping of similar data objects. Nothing but, for example, if you in a group of people, there are Americans, there are Indians, there are Africans. Now you are going to form clusters. Nothing but you can easily identify, right, by the way of dressing style, by seeing the body language or by the language they speak, you can easily form the people separately, right? Yes, this group of people are Indians, this group of people are Americans, this group of people are Africans. Like that, easily you can identify. So such concepts, nothing but similar members, you are going to form separately. Such concept is known as clustering. And coming to the last concept, nothing but this association analysis. Yes, coming to the association analysis, there will follow some rules such that we will try, by making use of those rules, we will try to find the relation between some variables in the large data sets or some database, and it determines the set of items that occur together. Yes, which are occurred together are considered here. And the application for this association analysis is that you can consider the market basket analysis. It is a popular thing which is used for association analysis application. Yes, these are the things which we have discussed. Now let me show you through PPT the original definitions. Yes, here you can see the types of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, classification, regression, clustering, association. Yes, ensemble learning is not a type of machine learning, but it is a concept which is present in machine learning. Know the difference? Yes, now here you can see it is also called predictive learning because it uses for predictions based on the prior class. Prior is nothing but the already or the previous some experienced data will be present, right? That data we are going to use nothing but the data is called as labeled data. And here you can see it is unsupervised is known as descriptive because it gives us the description how it is going to clustering and all. A machine finds patterns. Yes, similar. Yeah, whose attributes or whose performance will be similar. Those are formed as a group here. That's the meaning of this unsupervised learning. Yes, machine learn to act on its own is reinforcement learning. Yes. Now coming to how the flow diagrams are. For supervised learning, we are going to consider the labeled training data and we are going to apply some algorithm. Yes, coming to the algorithms, let me show you. Algorithms here itself you can see under supervised there are algorithms like KNN, decision tree and all. Even the Bayesian, nothing but the neighbors algorithms and these you can include in supervised algorithm itself. The reason is it is completely related to the concept of probability and all. That's the reason we have separated it. Coming to unsupervised, in clustering we are having three types. And in that, for one example, K-means and K-median. And next is hierarchical clustering. One more is there, that concept is density based clustering. This is partition based clustering, K-means and K-medioida. And nextly, at last you can see this ensemble learning, right? Bagging, boosting and random forest. Those are the types in ensemble learning actually. So these are the classification of algorithms. Now coming back to here. Yes, for supervised learning on the labeled training data, you are going to apply the algorithm. So it forms a model actually. So that model you are going to give to test data. So test data works as accurate as possible for our given input to satisfy the output properly. This algorithm is processing. Yes, for all predictions you can use them. Coming to, yes, here classification and regression, here also you can see. Yes, in classification output is going to be categorical or nominal. We'll see while discussing the modeling of data concept and all. Nominal, categorical, continuous and all you can see. Coming to regression, output is real valued variable. Now let me go to next slides. Yes. Here you can see this is the nominal data. This is the class. Class is nothing but how we are going to classify the things. For example, you are going to check the class for uh, average learners class, toppers class, and weak learners class. Like that, we can separate them. In the same way, here it is present. Categorical is nothing but in form of sentences and all, nothing but like string formats and all. We will see anyhow in the upcoming sessions. Nextly, coming to regression. Classification, as I told, for classifying and all. Now coming to this part, regression. Predicting a value for a given continuous value. Yes, I told for some continuous predictions, we are going to use these regression models. It uses the probability statistical techniques and all. Actually, here we are going to discuss all the concept up to our machine learning level. But this probability and statistics plays a main role such that there is a separate subject for complete how the probability is being used, how the statistical functions are being used with Python language and all. That part is data science. That is completely different part. For now, we will see only our machine learning concept. Yes, classification over, regression over. Now unsupervised. Yes, based on pattern, you are going to perform grouping. Yes, here you can see here there is some mixed shapes, right? Here you are going to separate them. Nothing but you are forming them as a clusters. Nothing but all the rectangles are one group, all the triangles are one group, circles are one group, ovals are one group. Or based on color also you may do that. Based on our application it is related. And if you observe the diagrams carefully, this is for unsupervised. If you see supervised, here we are going to have prediction model separately. Here we are just applying the algorithm and we are getting output. That's the difference between supervised and unsupervised. Here data is completely unlabeled. And here, as I told, this is the clustering. And yes, now coming to this association analysis, it is nothing but it will try to associate the data items. Nothing but here if you observe carefully, frequent item sets you can see, right? What are those diaper and there are the frequently things. But what is the correct possible association is diaper followed by beer. That's something like order, right? If you observe carefully, yeah, after diaper only beer is present in this three transactions, nothing but three rows. That's how association analysis works. Applications and all we will see deeper while we are discussing individually. Yes, coming to this reinforcement learning, raw data, the input data is not labeled or unlabeled. And for this, you are going to apply the algorithm. Yes, actually here it is unsupervised learning model is mentioned. I think it is wrong. But it is completely different concept which we are not going to look. Here you can see the differences between them. I have already explained all this. If you want, you can take a screenshot. Yes. One more thing, this principal component analysis which I have discussed is somewhat related to unsupervised learning, but it is not completely unsupervised learning. One more thing is this support vector machine also belongs to supervised. I'll also add it into the syllabus and we'll discuss anyhow. Don't worry regarding it. Yes. These are the ML applications and all which we have already discussed. And that's it for this session. And in the next lecture, we are going to see modeling and processing of data in ML. I hope you all understood. If you are having any doubts, feel free to drop in the comment section. Thank you.